Hello, comrades, and welcome to Barbarossa Decisive Campaigns, or Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa. I don't remember which one it is. But the important part is this game is awesome. I've been playing this constantly for like the past 4 hours without stopping, and I know it looks intimidating. Trust me, dear comrades. I was quite intimidated myself at first, but I gave it a little bit of time and very quickly found out that this is a very interesting title, especially for wargamers, or those who are looking for kind of more of an RPG experience to go along with their wargaming. That's right. RPG, that sounds kind of weird. Well, let me explain. So aside from just having counters and armies that you use to conquer your opponent, in this case playing as Germany fighting against the Soviet Union, but you have decisions that need to be made that affect the battlefield, that affect your relations with the German High Command and General Staff and so on, and even so much as affecting your relationship with the Führer, as it were. So, basically, let's take a look, see at some of these decisions that we'll be making. That's right, and you also get a little diary of your soldiers as they battle along the front, and you hear more and more about them, and you get to read actual realistic, real diaries that were written by German and Russian soldiers on the front. In this case, for the 26th of June 1941, General Oberst Franz Halders said, "For the first time, our radio intelligence picture shows Moscow functioning as an operational high command." That's right. And then you see stuff like theater violation, which are reports telling me that basically I had one of my troops on the wrong theater. You get weather reports, meteorological reports, which shows you in the various areas what the temperature is, how it could affect your attacks, and so on and so forth. And then, yeah, like I said, there's more daily logs as we go down that shows us exactly all the intricate details we could possibly need to help us make our decisions. And it keeps track of everything from the beginning to the very end. Shows you your rail capacity, how many trains are coming in, what your commander focuses on logistics, and so on and so forth. And even it keeps track of your relationships, again, with your superiors. For example, my relation with Der Führer is neutral. That's right. But it's not very good with General Jodl, the Chief of Staff. It's not that great with Field Marshal Keitel. Field Marshal von Bruchit. I can't pronounce that name. He definitely doesn't like us. He's the commander of the armed forces, so that's not good. Hermann Göring likes us, the Reich Marshal. Joseph Goebbels likes us, again, a Reich minister. And Heinrich Himmler likes us. So the military guys could care less about us. But those not involved with the military love us. Yeah, that's just great stuff, right? Great stuff. And then you can look in more detail, again, supporting who your friends, who your foes are, who people who don't like you at all, and so on and so forth. That's right. And then, again, you can go into your HQ modifiers. There's a lot of information here that you can see that it gives you. There's so much stats in this game, it's ridiculous. But we're going to focus on the RPG and the combat mechanic more so than the in-depth stuff that can be found. Ooh, a performance evaluation. So let's see what High Command thinks of me actually right now. That'll be interesting. High Command are continually assessing all key staff on an ongoing basis. The following can be considered an up-to-date picture of your command potential. So my leadership right now is 3 stars. A reasonable mix of people skills, room for improvement, 45%. And if we look here, relationship with superiors, change from the start, so on. Overall relationship, your leadership is assessed on your ability to maintain relationships with your superiors and your subordinates. Nobody's expecting you to be loved by one and all, but you should be able to manage both good and bad relationships in a manner that enables you to effectively prosecute the war. Makes sense. Strategic. Your strategic judgment is assessed on your ability to take objectives while maintaining the integrity of the air. Casualties are to be expected, but losing entire divisions or HQs is not acceptable. Understandable. Tactical. Your tactical judgment is assessed on the success rate of battles that you have initiated, e.g. battles that occur on the Soviet turn are excluded as they are outside of your control. A loss rate of 20% is considered to be unacceptable, equivalent to a 50% evaluation. I have not lost a battle yet, so I'm 70%. I got 4 stars on that. Able to extract every advantage from tactical situations, a solid performer. Absolutely. And logistical, we won't go through the rest of these. There's a lot of them. But logistical, outstanding ability to keep the logistical pipelines flowing regardless, able to deal with civil affairs, provided external assistance on hand, acceptable standards for a wartime commander, flexible, and overall promotion prospects, ready for a bigger challenge. The Führer concurs with High Command's assessment. Sweet. Alright, so, there's lots of stuff to look at, but again, we're going to go back here and actually worry about decisions. The Einsatzgruppen will be operating in Russland directly to the rear of the armies advanced. It would be unfortunate if there were misunderstandings or interference from the Wehrmacht during the campaign. I request your full cooperation and ask that you issue orders to all theater commanders to this effect. I don't know. What is the Einsatzgruppen? I actually don't know what that is. Is that like the command train or something? Huh, I don't know. Oh, no. That has something to do with the Juden. No. Absolutely not. I refuse to cooperate. So we have basically multiple choices. We can turn a blind eye. What happens happened. The Führer has ordered it so. We can refuse to cooperate. The Wehrmacht will have nothing to do with them. Or we can threaten to testify. We need to do what we need to do to win the war. But is it right to allow the Jews to suffer because of our wartime efforts? Oh my god, that's such a hard decision. And it takes 12 political points to do so. We will threaten to testify. Yes. That is right. War crimes immunity. +3. Oh my goodness. Trait ethical. You are now 4. Okay, so we are good on ethical. Good. There are few rules in a war, but there are certain moral and ethical standards that must be adhered to, if only to prove that man is not an animal. You're here to make sure they are. Damn right. Convert German locomotives. A recent study conducted by the Central Planning Bureau has found that there is a significant fuel savings to be made by converting all German locomotives to coal-fired propulsion. We have sufficient manpower and resources to carry out a full conversion within a month, assuming cooperation from General Kirk and his organization. This, I believe, is an opportunity worthy of consideration. It is. Panzers! Talk to me about panzers! Ignore the trains. We don't have enough political points to waste on this. Yes, so we'll say ignore the trains, but we won't oppose the conversion. Mein Gott, man, speak up, will it? I love this. So basically, as you see, doing these various decisions are going to make changes, and so on. We're gonna keep favor towards the south, I think. An opportunity has arisen to tweak theater fuel allocations. Currently, Army Group Center has a large share, but this reflects the fact that FM von Bock has 2 Panzergruppen under his command. 2nd PG, Guderian, and 3rd PG, Hoth. We are currently configured for a balanced advance through all 3. This is a safe journeyman's approach. No, I think we're good how we are now. Basically, right now, the way I feel... Do they think I'm a swastika? Do they think I am that stupid? Of course that I'm not going to make a decision. What? This is great. This is great. This game's really cool. It's really cool. I haven't even shown you the war part. I'm just showing you the decisions. And there's so many decisions. There's so much stuff that you can choose. Once again, being put at risk by frivolous people who are clearly not qualified to be in charge of Tant Emeladen, let alone an important logistical organization. There's a lot of German things in here, too, that I don't quite understand. Do these imbeciles understand the ramifications of their actions? Are we dealing with adults or children? If I am required to advance into Russland, it is vital that our Panzergruppen have sufficient fuel to do so. Gottverdammt! Bang heads together, man. Sort it out. God dang. God damn, Von Bach. Chill. Chill. Alright. So... this isn't very good. Okay, so let's see what's the cheapest. Ask Gurk to cooperate. That's our best bet. But it assures you that the scheduling problems will be resolved. So we did well on that, but we lost relationship with Gurk a little bit, but we gained some with Wagner, which is good enough. Rail infrastructure, so much stuff. So much stuff. And basically, if you ignore it, you can leave it to be delegated by your men. So let's look. I am disturbed by the current state of our mutual relationship. While it is true that I'm a superior officer, it is also true that we should be working as a well-coordinated team rather than a disjointed, argumentative people. It would serve both of our interests if you would visit me here at AKW. We will take the time to sit down and discuss the Ostfront and attempt to reach an understanding of any issues where disagreement currently exists. I have asked my staff to free up some time and make the arrangements. Phenomenal. That actually looks pretty good. And you know what? We've got 20 political points, so we're going to use 14 to get on a good position with von Bruch. And I feel like we need to do that. So good. He's happy. Our relationship is neutral, but we used up most of our political points. Unfortunately, that means we only have 6 left. So, we are not very good. Yeah, not very good. Roll 25, so there's no need for formal action. I've done the trick. Staff efficient, plus 12, previously 100. So yeah, basically, and the rest of this stuff we're not going to be able to make a decision on at all. Yep, that's not good. Alright, so basically the rest of it we are going to delegate to our men because we don't have enough political points to do anything. We basically ran out of time to do anything else. So it seems solid enough. We'll just end our turn. You have delegated 3 decisions. Are you sure you want to end your turn? Absolutely. I have no choice. So, now that our turn is now done, the Russians are going to go, and it's going to be pretty intense. Probably, I imagine, they've been doing kind of a retreat all along the front. This is very early in the German invasion of Barbarossa, and at this point, we've already kind of pushed them, we've beat the crap out of them, to be blatantly honest. Now, it's not their fault. They were caught unprepared, and the Luftwaffe is doing a damn good job of bombing their forces. So I'm really digging what's going on right now for our Barbarossa campaign. Absolutely. Absolutely indeed. And so, as you can see, this is going to take a little while for it to all go through. But I can wait. I'm patient. I'm patient. So, to give you kind of an update of where we are currently in the campaign, Finland is in the north, is straight on attacking. Romania is also attacking in the south, and we are attacking directly from the west as far as Russia's borders are concerned. Now, the Finns and the Romanians aren't making very much progress. The Finns are doing pretty good. The Romanians are doing acceptable. Like, they're doing a little bit of work, but they're not doing great. Mostly, the main damage that's being done right now is in the center. AGN is sweeping ahead with its infantry corps to the Divina. It is announced that its initial mission, viz. To beat the enemy this side of the Divina, has been completed. This is from General Oberst Franz Halder's diary. That's right, his private war diary. And this is the 30th of June, 1941. As we can see here, it's basically telling us our aide-de-camp. It's telling us about our theater artillery and the Luftwaffe. We still have no air support because they're still suppressing the Red Army. 3 divisions failed to deploy. 9 divisions are pending deployment. 10 decisions requiring your attention. Dear goodness, there's so much stuff going on in the Panzer Group in summary. Looks good. So, let's look at the other meat of the game. The other meat of the game is most certainly combat. So combat is pretty simple. What you do is you click on the area you want to attack, and you see right here these 2 arrows. So for example, we're going to attack here. We're going to click here on these 2 arrows. It tells us the enemy's defense or the enemy's attack power right here, which is 50. So we can stack up to 200 attack in one attack. However, if we have multiple groups coming from multiple directions, we might be able to increase that number to 300. So we can see right now we have 73, 146, 300. So this is coming from 3 different directions, so it increases our stack, and we can do a lot more damage to these guys. Hopefully we can wipe them out completely. And as we can see, we did a damn good job. So, I'll explain this. These are ready, able-bodied men who are fighting and available to fight in the battle. These are men who've been lost or retreated or knocked out of the fight. So, the same applies to this side. This is the able-bodied, this is the defeated. And as you can see by the red is units that have been killed. So we pretty much dominated the Russians right there. Just completely wiped them out. And we're gonna push into the center here, and we're literally only going into attack with 1 unit, so that we don't waste our action points. Every unit has action points, so you want to be careful not to use everything you've got in one attack. If you do, then you might be in trouble. But it's also good to try to focus on varying units. In this case, I like to go for these tiny units to just break regiments and divisions apart. The more damage we can do, the less they have to fight back with, is my philosophy. Let's see. So we're going to send in 3 units. Nah, we can do 2. They've only got an attack of 154. Or sorry, of 54. So yeah, we just completely steamrolled them, and we managed to even destroy an HQ. These flags here are HQs, just so you know. So that's a really, really good victory for us, taking out an enemy command unit. We're going to move up, and we're going to attack the 6th Infantry again with 143. Try to, we wiped out the infantry, but we didn't manage to get the other headquarters of 4A. No worries though, no worries. We're going to keep pushing. So again, combat in this game is pretty simple. There's nothing like spectacularly new here, but it's pretty solid. It works, you know, you just tell your guys to attack, you stack on units, try not to go past your stacks, that makes you less effective. As you push deeper and deeper on into the campaign, the Russians will start to recover from the initial attack. Again, this is just like the real Operation Barbarossa. So the Russians were on the back leg for a long time, for like the first year, really, until Stalingrad and Kursk and all that, when they really started making major comebacks. And look at this artillery unit, 126th Infantry. We're going to attack that. Absolutely. Catch them by surprise. Unawares and unprepared. Boom, look at that. Almost completely wiped it out. Retreated with only 1 little battalion left, or regiment left. Just devastating. And we're going to continue moving up our reinforcements. One other thing you want to keep in mind is there are different theaters. You don't want to move units out of a theater, or they become infinitely less effective. For example, we can see here this red, that would be outside of our theater. That's right, that's right. So we're just going to go ahead and move everybody up to at least Kana, with additional reinforcements on the way. We're going to move the 1st Panzergruppen right here. We're going to move that up. Ooh, right there in between all these guys. So they are in a very uncomfortable position, and we can just slide right on in there and get a good smack to the 90th Infantry. So let's go ahead and hit them. Ooh, yeah, look at that damage. But we took some casualties. We lost about 4 there, but we did way more damage than we lost. We did about 20 damage, so that was good. So this is pretty much the whole concept of the game, and then again, you're managing that with various decisions that are going on. So it's very much an RPG going along with it being a war game. I am a huge fan of this right now. Like I said, I've been playing this for about 5 hours, and this has been an absolute blast. It's so interesting, and normally war games are not that interesting. You don't have to deal with ethical dilemma or so on and so forth. It's more about you fighting the battles and doing it in the most efficient manner possible. In this case, not only are you fighting the battles and trying to recreate these campaigns that existed in real life, but you're also trying to manage, like, kind of create your own history in a way, you know, allowing you to balance these relationships with war commanders who can affect how much supplies you get or how much reinforcements you get and so on. So you have to be careful. All in all, I'm digging it. I really like this, and I highly recommend this game right now. It's on Steam. It's a lot of fun, and I think if you're not a big fan of war games, but you give this game just a little bit of a time to learn how to play it, and you'll find it to be very engaging for, like I said, for kind of a hex-based war game. But anyway, this has been Commissar Bro. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys get a chance to take a look at Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa. Again, it's on Steam right now, and I do recommend it. But anyway, this has been CB, and I'll see you next time.